Hello ladies and gentlemen, I have good and bad news for you. The good news is that the course is over, and the bad news is that you have to do your final projects. So in this little video I will provide you with the instructions and the guidelines for your final project. For this final project, I have decided to assign you an integrative task that will allow you to apply the content of the last lessons on a real set of data. You will calculate descriptive statistics and come up with both the facility and the discrimination indexes for a given set of items, and you will perform a distractor analysis. So this is what your final project is about. We're going to imagine that we're piloting this set of items. This is a battery of 10 items that assess discourse competence in the form of a multiple choice objective test. There were 10 items in total. Okay, as you can see, all of them are related to academic connectors. Now, we gave this set of items, we administered to 54 people, so we have 24 responses, okay? And we have a summary here of the responses. Some of the responses are from you, and the other responses are from a group that I have in academic writing. So we have a summary of the results here, okay, for the different questions. We can see the distribution here of the scores. And what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to analyze this information. We're going to calculate the descriptive statistics for the results of all of these 54 people, okay, and we're going to try to determine, number one, the extent to which the people were able to complete the task. In other words, we're going to see how the students perform. You're going to tell me if the performance was good, if it was very good, if it was bad, if it was really bad, if it was average, okay? All of this based on the descriptive statistics. And also, we're going to analyze the different items, and you're going to tell me which items are easy or very easy, which items are difficult or very difficult, which items have a medium level of difficulty. So we have all of the answers here, and if you see, we have, this is an objective test, so you can see the there's just one correct answer, and then we can see the correct answer 1 point, incorrect answer 0 points. And all of this information, I'm gonna have it available to you already in Excel. That means that I am going to give you the Excel form so that you can just calculate the descriptive statistics and perform an item analysis. This is the file for the final project. So as you can see, the instructions are here. We basically have to calculate the statistics and perform an item and a distractor analysis. Now the good news here is that originally I was going to ask you to enter the data by yourselves from the classroom format, but I decided that to keep your privacy and other people's privacy, basically because they answer this questionnaire, so I decided to do it otherwise, and I think it's going to be more practical for you because that way you won't waste time just entering the data. So this is the format. As you can see, you have all of the correct and incorrect answer for a total of 54 test takers. You have to calculate the total correct items for each of the individual questions, and in this part you have to calculate the total score of each of the test takers here. Okay, so you're going to calculate the totals here, and after you have the totals on this part, you are going to calculate the descriptive statistics, okay, for the whole group. So here's the cell to calculate mean, the mode, the median, maximum, the minimum, the range, and the standard deviation. Now, something else that I help you with is that I divided the group to perform the item analysis. Okay, so the columns that you're going to see highlighted in yellow are the upper half, the high achievers, the group who perform better on this test, and the regular cells that are in white are the ones of the lower group, the lower half, or the low achievers. So this part has already been done for you, and actually you will see here that the information has been entered, the number of correct answers in the upper and lower groups, and the only thing that you will need to do is to calculate the total correct answers, which actually you can take it from here, right? And then you are going to calculate the facility and the discrimination indexes. Okay, so that's the part that you will have to do, and then of course you're going to perform the distractor analysis. So we have all of the items here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And for each of the items, if you see, we have already calculated, we have entered all of the number of people who selected the different items. Okay, this part I already did it for you as well. So here we have the distractors, like in item number 1, in spite of, because, due to, and since. And if you see, the option that is in white and underlined is the correct answer. Okay, and you have the correct answer indicated in this way in all of the items, and you have the number of people in both in the upper and the lower half who selected each of these options, including the correct answer. Okay, so you have this information already there, and what you need to do is to calculate the discrimination index. And something important that you need to remember here, ladies and gentlemen, is that for the correct option, the answer that is correct, you should always find positive discrimination. That means that most of the people in the upper group, most of the high achievers, most of the best, the highest, the most competent test takers should have chosen the correct option. So you have to get positive discrimination. And then for all of the other options, which we call distractors because they're not the correct answers, in all of those you should find negative discrimination, because if you don't find negative discrimination, this will mean that in some cases they are not being selected, or in other cases that most people in the upper group, the best students, the best test takers, the high achievers, are selecting that option. So if they do that, there must be something tricky. Okay, so you're going to calculate all of this combination indexes for all of the distractors, and then you're going to be answering these questions. You don't have to answer the questions here. You can just take some little notes if you want, or write some keywords. I'm not going to check it here. Okay, you're going to use this information in order to complete a task sheet on a Google form. Okay, but anyway, these are the guiding questions so that later you can find the answers quickly. If you want to take some notes, you may take some notes. If you prefer to answer directly on the Google form, you can do it, but I strongly suggest that you take just some little notes, write some keywords. Okay, so there are 4 guiding questions for each distractor analysis. The first one is, do most people in the upper group select the correct answer? Positive discrimination, that's what you should normally find. This should always be the case. And number 2, do most people in the lower group select one of these distractors? Negative discrimination. Then again, this should always be the case. All of the distractors should have negative discrimination. If they have positive discrimination, they're tricky, you should eliminate them. And another question is, does at least one person select each of the distractors? Remember that if nobody selects a particular distractor, then it's useless, and you probably need to modify it or replace it for something that is more attractive for at least one test taker. And then number 4, like based on the previous question, should some of these distractors be changed because they are not working. Okay, so this is your working file. Okay, and an important part of the job has already been done for you, and you just have to complete the rest. Okay, so good luck on this task, and of course if you have some questions you can reach, and I'll be available on the group, or I think that I'm going to be giving a little Zoom conference about related to this final project so that we can make sure that everybody can do their best. Okay, thanks for this time then, and good luck with your projects.